We'll just wait another couple of minutes and then we'll get started, okay?
I love the virtual background, Ronnie.
Thank you. I mean, I'm wondering where you guys are at. I'm here. Where is everybody?
Yeah, right.
I was going to say, how did you get that, Ronnie? Who showed up?
That's right on.
You know, you guys,
Yeah.
you need to keep an eye on your
There
garages.
probably wouldn't be many bikes there anyway today because it's pouring down.
All right, well, we've got nearly 20 people on the call and we thought we'd get started. And so welcome. This is our very first ever virtual club meeting, our Oregon Norton Enthusiasts club meeting. So thank you all very much for joining. I hope you're all doing okay and keeping safe and self-isolated during this time as well. And I doubt we would have been riding anyway with the weather being so rough. So this is fun. I hope you're all doing okay, and please feel free to unmute yourselves as well if you have any questions or comments or anything like that. But just thought we'd start by welcoming everyone, and also welcome to our newcomers. As we have a few new club members as well that have joined virtually, actually. I don't know if you've noticed, but subscribership for channels and so forth has kind of gone up through the roof with a lot of sites, a lot of channels, as folks are looking for things to do during these times. This is great, just to stay in touch. Welcome to the new folks, and also I thought it might be helpful just to share a few statistics about our club. I don't know if you know, but we have about 85 club members altogether. Oh, probably 100, I would say, overall, with folks that casually drop by now and again. And within the club, we have more than 95 Nortons in the club, in this local area, which is pretty amazing. And of those 95 Nortons, they're nearly all commandos. So, as you would imagine, 72% of our Nortons are commandos. Some examples of those commandos are, we've got the oldest commando on record. Don't know if you knew that, but we were at the rally in Elmer. Someone ran some numbers and we figured that the bike that George restored for Brock is actually the oldest commando on record. So there's an interesting fact. And then also we have a Kenny Dreer vintage rebuild bike. That belongs to Bruce. We've got a race bike, and that's Paul's. We've got many beautiful original patinaed and mint original bikes as well, commandos. We also have cafe racers as well, and a few award-winning bikes as well that have won many awards. And then we have a John Player Norton. Moving on to some of the other models, 8% of our club Nortons are Atlases, followed by 4% that are hybrids or matchless hybrids, 3% that are ES2s, and that's the 500 single Nortons. And then we have a couple of Manxman slash 650 SS bikes, and there's one right there. I'm not sure if I'd call it a complete Manxman right now, but it's on its way. So a couple of those. We have a Manx Norton as well, and David, I hope you're on and hope you made it. We have a beautiful Manx Norton. And we've got some footage actually of that bike starting up at Elmer, and I can send a link to that as well. We have a Dominator that belongs to Sam. We have a Domi Deluxe that belongs to Paul. Turning the page, we have an Electra. We have a 961, that's the modern Norton before the latest fiasco, and that's a whole different call, right? And then we have a Triton, we have a Navigator, we have a Model 7, and last but not least, we're honoured actually to have a land speed record holder bike within our club as well. That's Paul's land speed record bike that you saw recently after the club meeting, and there's just some amazing footage, and Paul has a video that I hope you'll get to see at the Salt Flats. Very moving video, absolutely amazing. Just some general updates. You may or may not have seen, but the Horse Brass pub is closed. Just looking at their website, it says that they're closed for 4 weeks, but I don't even know when it was posted, so I would say the foreseeable future is my guess. And we'll keep on watching and following, obviously, state guidelines, and when that comes open again, we'll talk again about getting back together. You may have also seen that all OVM and immediate ONE or our club events are also cancelled. Very sadly, the Corvallis spring show has been cancelled this year, so disappointed about that. That's just got to be the best event of the year, for me anyway. I love going to Corvallis. And we're also holding on to the featured mark as well for next year, which will be Italian. So Bellissimo for next year, so if you're working on an Italian bike, still got time to get that finished and ready for next year. Thank you for sending links to videos and publications and articles that keep us going and keep us interested. Really appreciate that. If you do want to check out the club website, there's always lots of pictures on there, reminders of real happy times and fun times that we will have again in the future. We've also got a Facebook page as well. There's not as much traffic on that, and generally it's just pictures that we post. But if you want to go to the website, there's also a link to some of the videos that we've taken during the past few years. And specifically, if you're missing the ride and want to have a virtual ride, there's some ride videos there. Especially a couple that I can think of. The rides that Dennis led. The one up to Trout Lake was just amazing. That was a long ride. I don't think there was a person that wasn't sore after that ride, but it was just great to look back on. And then he did a ride to Silverton. We did like a brunch last year. That was just a year ago, can you believe it? As things begin to return to normal, Dennis again has kindly offered to do a couple of repeat rides. The one to Silverton specifically, where we'll probably meet, have some social distancing, keep 6 feet apart, and then ride down to Silverton. We may not be able to have lunch down there. Maybe we'll take packed lunches or something like that and find a park and hang out and then ride back. And then also a longer ride as well when the weather improves. Dennis has kindly offered to do another ride, maybe not as far as Trout Lake, but it should be fun. If you have any articles or features or pictures of your projects, please keep sending those to George as well for the upcoming newsletters. They're always wonderful. It's always great to see those newsletters and see what everyone's doing. And then overall, just keep the communications flowing if you can. Please continue to keep in touch. And I can't wait for us to get back together again. I think it'll just be even more enjoyable and more special when we do finally get to resume some of our club events. I thought perhaps just do a quick round table. If anyone has anything that they would like to share with this group, please just unmute yourself or give a wave or a shout out.
Mike, I just want to thank you for putting this together.
My pleasure. My pleasure, George. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. It's good. We need a little break from the lack of activity, so it helps to have. This is minimal, but it still helps to see faces and hear some other voices. Anyway, thank you.
George,
Yes,
look at my picture.
it's hard to tell completely what it is.
That's the trophy from Michigan last year
Oh, very cool.
for the Atlas.
For the Atlas, nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Very cool.
I would suggest it would be a good idea if members could either put in the newsletter or post on the website suggested rides. I mean, if we have to socially distance, we can at least do solo or dual rides. And if people have suggestions, places to go, particularly around the Portland area, that'd be handy.
Yeah, good idea.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
When you were saying we have so many Nortons, Mike, it was kind of funny. The first thing that came to my head was, well, let's see. I wonder how many are running.
Of the 95, a good five pole.
That's great. Great stuff.
So
All mine are running, Paul.
I wanted to share that my Norton right now during the pandemic is running better than it's ever ran.
Now, we're supposed to believe that, Mike.
That's right. Yeah.
That's in
It's
the
more of an
nature of the
Italian-
older I get, the faster I was.
Now there you go. It's kind of an Italian behavior. It's like when you got really good weather, my Alfa Romeo used to not start. So.
Plus, that's in the garage, Frank. As soon as you take it out of the garage, that's when it starts to go a little sideways.
That's why I hung posters in the garage of all these great scenic rides.
It's like an exercise bike. You just sit on the motorcycle and go brum, brum, brum. That's it.
Next year, I want to put big flat panel displays up, and then I can have a room, you know.
We'll get a fan blowing.
Yeah,
I was going to say blowing in your hair, but maybe.
I've been practicing my Norton sound.
You could do like Ronnie does and have a virtual background.
There you go.
A moving background, a movie.
That would be awesome. Well, thank you for that.
I've been doing a little mini-series as well, I don't know if you've seen it, I'm calling it Tales from the Cul-de-sac as well, so respecting social distancing. If anyone would like to swing by on their bike, I'll take a video of you coming up the cul-de-sac and ask you a few questions from about 10 feet apart. And then returning to normal, as the restrictions lift, we will try and resume some of our club activities. Specifically, as I mentioned, Dennis is going to try and organise some rides. And maybe if there's anything else that you can think of, even if we just meet somewhere like World of Speed car lot or something like that, we don't have to touch each other, we can do fist pumps or anything like that with gloves on, anything like that. So please do let us know. We are almost out of time, and I would like to thank you all again very much for your time to attend this call. And so maybe we'll do it again next month if you like the idea, and we could do a tour of the garage next time, or a project that someone's working on. So thank you all very much indeed, and I wish you all the very best, you and your families. Take care of yourselves, okay?
Cheers, all.
Good to see everybody.
Here, oh, there you go, Bob. Right on. Bob's
Great,
the
guys.
decorator.
Hey guys.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Mike.
Take care. All the best, guys.
Keep that
See ya.
kegerator going.